Today on Rich with Cars, I talk to you guys about 4 different BMW M models. Now let's take a look. First up, 2023 BMW M4 CSL. Right off the bat, we see the brand new grille that BMW put in this model, and they made it more aggressive and very open also so that they can take in more air for better cooling. Also, we see the carbon fiber materials that's been used for brake cooling and other types of cooling through the air intakes, alongside with the front carbon fiber splitter. Alongside with this, as you can see the M4 CSL badging in the front grille, we see a carbon fiber front hood. The carbon fiber actually comes right through in the middle in the unpainted portion of the hood, which is part of the major weight savings that they did of a total of about 240 pounds. Moving along the side, we take a look at the spec sheet so you guys can take a look at some of the standard and optional equipment. Also keep in mind, guys, that this M4 CSL is an exclusive model with BMW only planning to produce just 1,000 examples for the entire world. So moving on a little bit further below, here we see the star spoke wheels in 19-inch for the front, wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sports 4Ss, which is a very nice design, but we've seen these before on previous M4s, I believe, as an option. The side skirts don't seem to me like they're carbon fiber. They just look like to be a piano black material, like a plastic material. And then moving on to the rear, we see the rear 20-inch wheels, also in the star spoke design, wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport 4Ss, and we'll see the measurements for these tires. They're 285, 30, 20. So they got quite a bit of rubber to stick onto the road. And then as we move towards the rear over here, we'll see that the tail lights, the BMW decided to actually integrate laser tail lights, and they actually saved about 25 grams of weight by integrating these types of lights. And moving a little bit further up on the back, we'll see the actual ducktail trunk, which is integrated into the deck lid of the carbon fiber trunk that is something specific only to the CSL model. Moving further below, we'll see the quad tailpipes coming from the typical fashion of M cars with a carbon fiber rear diffuser. And as well, this color I think is specific to the CSL model, which is a frozen white metallic. I wanted to show you guys also the rear haunches, which I don't think they made the CSL any wider. And further up above, we'll see the carbon fiber roof, which is also not specific to the CSL, with the double red lines that fits the whole design of the CSL. Now moving on to the side again, it would have been nice if they did something with those side vents on the front fenders to differentiate it more from the regular M4. I mean, at the end of the day, it is $140,000. So let me know, guys, what you think of the M4 CSL. Here we have the M3 CS. It was just unveiled at the Rolex 24 Hours of Daytona, and it was just basically a pleasant surprise to me and many other people out there. The M3 CS, like the M4 CSL, uses a lot of the same components like the front grille, the hood as well. You guys can see the hood is entirely made of carbon fiber because it does have a weight savings of approximately 75 pounds, which is not the same 240 pound weight savings that the M4 CSL has. Here we see the BMW laser lights alongside with the front carbon fiber splitter, very similar to the M4 CSL. And then as we move along the side, I want to show you guys also the spec sheet of the standard and optional equipment. Crazy thing over here, you guys see, it's not as expensive as an M4 CSL. It's still pretty pricey though, which is about $119,000 as optioned, as you guys see it over here. Now we move a little bit further below. You see the side vent, which is non-functional, just a design. And of course, I love the color of these wheels, which is the M star spoke wheels, but in bronze finish. You have a 275, 35, 19 tire size in the front. And we'll move towards the rear afterwards to show you the tires in the rear. We do have carbon fiber side view mirrors. And then moving further behind, we'll see the rear tires and the rear wheels, of course, in that bronze metallic finish. The tires being Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2Rs, which is very surprising. And then looking at the rear taillights, same thing as the regular M3 and M3 Comp, alongside with that rear lip spoiler in carbon fiber. And then moving further behind, we'll move towards the bottom. We have a carbon fiber rear diffuser alongside with the typical M3 quad tailpipes. So we do have a little bit of additional weight savings, but it's part of the carbon fiber pack on the exterior. And then you guys get to see also the rear haunches in terms of how wide this car is. It's the same thing as a regular M3 though. They didn't do anything different for the M3 CS. So at the end of the day, do we know how many units they're going to be building? We don't, but we're thinking that they're going to be doing something similar to like the M4 CSL, to something roughly about 1,000 units worldwide. Of course, this is going to be a little bit more lightweight and a little more special. What do you guys think of the new M3 CS? And here we have the brand spanking new next generation BMW M2 Coupe. So there's been quite a few changes on the new generation of the M2, including the grille and everything else that came with the next generation of the 2 Series, including the best thing of all, the S58 engine that is actually fitted into the M4 and M3 vehicles. So one notable difference that we see from the regular 2 Series to the M2 is that front grille, which I'm not too crazy about, very square, including the front bumper also is very, very square as well. I do like the M light alloy jet black double spoke wheels. They're very nice in this particular M2 and they go very well with the baby blue color. And if you notice, the badges both in the wheels and on the front have the 50th anniversary BMW badges, which are really cool. Here we see the door handle, which is flush to the body, and I wanted to show you guys also the carbon fiber roof, which in this particular case, unfortunately, it's a $2,600 option, which I find is a little bit ridiculous. Should come standard on M cars. I want to show you guys also the spec sheet of the standard and optional equipment. If you guys want, pause over here, but you'll see the long list of options that you see on this car. And here I want to show you guys a side view profile of the rear end, which to me the rear bumper, like the front, is a little bit too squared off. Not crazy about that design aspect, but that's what BMW is doing nowadays. They're being very, very controversial in their design language. And then moving further below, we see the badging once again, the 50th anniversary, which is also an option. And of course, the quad tailpipe design for all M cars. We see it once again here on the M2. Now moving along on the 3/4 rear angle, you guys get to see how accentuated the rear haunches and the front haunches are on the M2, especially the rear haunches. I find that they should have actually done this also on the M4. I find the M2 is actually more accentuated than it is on the M4. And now as we move towards on the side of the vehicle, I do like the very clean look that they did put. There's no fake vents or anything like that like they have on the M3 and the M4. They did a great job, but more importantly, I'm very curious to see how the performance ends up being on this new M2. I mean, at the end of the day, they did increase the price on these. Now they're hovering as option. This one that we're seeing in front of us is close to $83,000. So I'm really curious to know what you guys think. Let me know. So finally, we got the 2023 BMW XM. This is a brand new model for BMW. They're making a huge deal about it because it's gonna be a pure performance-oriented SUV that slots right above the BMW X7, and it's actually powered by a 644 horsepower plug-in hybrid powertrain that gets both from twin turbocharged V8 and a electric powertrain as well. From a design perspective, the XM looks very similar to an X7. As we can see here, we have the headlights, which are the split headlights now, which come on the 7 Series and the X7. I actually like the grille on this one. For once, finally BMW made a nice grille. And then looking from the side, I love the design with the line showing the XM on the front fender. And then moving on with the line that actually continues with the belt line and merges with the window trim at the rear. Very, very nice little touch. And then of course I couldn't show you guys that much on the rear taillights, but based on what we see over here, it looks very futuristic. Kind of similar to what they did with the 7 Series. Their taillights also look very, very futuristic. The wheels though are massive. They're a 23-inch size all around, and I like how they actually did the massive BMW logo in the middle in black, and they're sort of like a multi-twin spoke design with a different sort of colors. This car has a lot of going for it, but I'm very curious to see how it does. It is actually very expensive. This one sits at just under 170,000. Really curious to know what you guys think about it. Let me know in the comments below. And once again, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. There was a brand new car that got unveiled at this event. So as always, thanks for all the support. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one. Don't forget to share, subscribe, like, and comment below. Take care.